Hi everyone, welcome back to Bible in a Year. My name is Natalie and today we're on day 140. I am so happy that you're here today and I hope your day is going fantastic. We are going to be reading out of Numbers chapter 32, Isaiah chapter 27, Matthew chapter 17, and then we're going to close out the day with Psalm 84, but we're only reading verses 10 through 12. What is up with that? I don't know. So let's get started with Numbers chapter 32. Hey, take a little drink here. Hold on. Here we go. Now the children of Reuben and the children of Gad had a very great multitude of livestock. They saw the land of Jazer and the land of Gilead. Behold, the place was a place for livestock. Then the children of Gad and the children of Reuben came and spoke to Moses and to Eleazar the priest and to the princes of the congregation, saying, Ataroth, Dibon, Jazer, Nimrah, Heshbon, Elilah, Zebam, Nebo, and Beon, the land which Yahweh struck before the congregation of Israel, is a land for livestock, and your servants have livestock. They said, If we have found favor in your sight, let this land be given to your servants for a possession. Don't bring us over the Jordan. Moses said to the children of Gad and to the children of Reuben, Shall your brothers go to war while you sit here? Why do you discourage the heart of the children of Israel from going over into the land which Yahweh has given them? Your fathers did so when I sent them from Kadesh Barnea to see the land. For when they went up to the valley of Eshcol and saw the land, they discouraged the heart of the children of Israel, that they should not go into the land which Yahweh had given them. Yahweh's anger burned in that day, and he swore, saying, Surely none of the men who came up out of Egypt from 20 years old and upward shall see the land which I swore to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, because they have not wholly followed me, except Caleb the son of Jephunneh the Kenizzite, and Joshua the son of Nun, because they have followed Yahweh completely. Yahweh's anger burned against Israel, and he made them wander back and forth in the wilderness 40 years, until all the generation who had done evil in Yahweh's sight was consumed. Behold, you have risen up in your father's place an increase of sinful men, to increase the fierce anger of Yahweh towards Israel. For if you turn away from after him, he will yet again leave them in the wilderness, and you will destroy all these people. They came near to him and said, We will build sheepfolds here for our livestock, and cities for our little ones, but we ourselves will be ready armed to go before the children of Israel until we have brought them to their place. Our little ones shall dwell in the fortified cities because of the inhabitants of the land. We will not return to our houses until the children of Israel have all received their inheritance, for we will not inherit with them on the other side of the Jordan and beyond, because our inheritance has come to us on this side of the Jordan eastward. Moses said to them, If you will do this thing, if you will arm yourselves to go before Yahweh to the war, and every one of your armed men will pass over the Jordan before Yahweh until he has driven out his enemies from before him, and the land is subdued before Yahweh, then afterward you shall return, and be clear of obligation of Yahweh and to Israel. Then this land shall be your possession before Yahweh. But if you will not do so, behold, you have sinned against Yahweh, and be sure your sin will find you out. Build cities for your little ones and folds for your sheep, and do that which has proceeded out of your mouth. The children of Gad and the children of Reuben spoke to Moses, saying, Your servants will do as my Lord commands. Our little ones, our wives, our flocks, and our livestock shall be there in the cities of Gilead. But your servants will pass over, every man who is armed for war, before Yahweh to battle, as my Lord says." So Moses commanded concerning them to Eleazar the priest, and to Joshua the son of Nun, and to the heads of the fathers' households of the tribes of the children of Israel. Moses said to them, "If the children of Gad and the children of Reuben will pass with you over the Jordan, every man who is armed to battle before Yahweh, and the land is subdued before you, then you shall give them the land of Gilead for a possession. But if they will not pass over with you armed, they shall have possessions among you in the land of Canaan." The children of Gad and the children of Reuben answered, saying, "As Yahweh has said to your servants, so will we do. We will pass over armed before Yahweh into the land of Canaan, and the possession of our inheritance shall remain with us beyond the Jordan." Moses gave to them, even to the children of Gad and to the children of Reuben, and to the half-tribe of Manasseh, the son of Joseph, the kingdom of Sihon, king of the Amorites, and the kingdom of Og, king of Bashan, the land, according to its cities and borders, even the cities of the surrounding land. The children of Gad built Dibon, Atroth, Aroer, Atroth, Safan, Jazer, Jagabah, Beth Nimrah, and Beth Haran, fortified cities and folds for sheep. The children of Reuben built Heshbon, Elilah, Kiriatham, Nebo, and Baal-meon, their names being changed, and Sibmah. They gave other names to the cities which they built. The children of Machir, the son of Manasseh, went to Gilead, took it, and dispossessed the Amorites who were therein. Moses gave Gilead to Machir, the son of Manasseh, and he lived therein. Jair, the son of Manasseh, went and took its villages and called them Havoth Jair. Nobah went and took Kenath and its villages and called it Nobah, after his own name. Important information to have. All right, Isaiah chapter 27. And that goes back to the whole, when they said, make sure your words are what you say. I mean, that goes back to the laws that they had just a few chapters back. Isaiah chapter 27. And that day, Yahweh, with his hard and great and strong sword, will punish Leviathan, the fleeing serpent, and Leviathan, the twisted serpent, and he will kill the dragon that is in the sea. And that day sing to her, a pleasant vineyard, I, Yahweh, am its keeper. I will water it every moment, lest anyone damage it. I will keep it night and day. Wrath is not in me, but if I should find briars and thorns, I would do battle. I would march on them, and I would burn them together. Or else let him take hold of my strength, that he may make peace with me. Let him make peace with me. In days to come, Jacob will take root. Israel will blossom and bud. They will fill the surface of the world with fruit. Has he struck them as he struck those who struck them? Or are they killed like those who killed them were killed? In measure, When you send them away, you contend with them. He has removed them with his rough blast in the day of the east wind. Therefore, by this the iniquity of Jacob will be forgiven, and this is all the fruit of taking away of sin, that he makes all the stones of the altar as chalk stones that are beaten in pieces, so that the Asherah poles and the incense altars shall rise no more. For the fortified city is solitary, a habitation deserted and forsaken like the wilderness. The calf will feed there, and there he will lie down and consume its branches. When its boughs are withered, they will be broken off. The women will come and set fire to them, for they are a people of no understanding. Therefore, he who made them will not have compassion on them, and he who formed them will show them no favor. It will happen in that day that Yahweh will thresh from the flowing stream of the Euphrates to the brook of Egypt, and you will be gathered one by one, children of Israel. It will happen in that day that a great trumpet will be blown, and those who were ready to perish in the land of Assyria, and those who are outcasts in the land of Egypt shall come. They will worship Yahweh in the holy mountain at Jerusalem. Yes, folks. So Matthew chapter 17. All right, so after 6 days, Jesus took with him Peter, James, and John his brother, and brought them up into a high mountain by themselves. He was changed before them. His face shone like the sun, and his garments became as white as the light. Behold, Moses and Elijah appeared to them, talking with him. Peter answered and said to Jesus, Lord, it is good for us to be here. If you want, let's make 3 tents here, one for you, one for Moses, and one for Elijah. While he was still speaking, behold, a bright cloud overshadowed them. Behold, a voice came out of the cloud saying, This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. Listen to him. When the disciples heard it, they fell on their faces and were very afraid. Jesus came and touched them and said, Get up and don't be afraid. Lifting up their eyes, they saw no one except Jesus alone. As they were coming down from the mountain, Jesus commanded them, saying, Don't tell anyone what you saw until the Son of Man has risen from the dead. His disciples asked him, saying, Then why do the scribes say that Elijah must come first? Jesus answered them, Elijah indeed comes first, and will restore all things. But I tell you that Elijah has come already, and they didn't recognize him. But did to him whatever they wanted to do. Even so, the Son of Man will also suffer by them. Then the disciples understood that he spoke to them about John the Baptizer. When they came to the multitude, a man came to him, kneeling down to him and saying, Lord, have mercy on my son, for he is an epileptic and suffers grievously, for he often falls into the fire and often into the water. So I brought him to your disciples, and they couldn't cure him. Jesus answered, Faithless and perverse generation, how long will I be with you? How long will I bear with you? Bring him here to me. Jesus rebuked the demon, and it went out of him, and the boy was cured from that hour. Then the disciples came to Jesus privately and said, Why weren't we able to cast it out? He said to them, Because of your unbelief. For most certainly I tell you, if you have faith as a grain of mustard seed, you will tell this mountain, 'Move from here to there,' and it will move, and nothing will be impossible for you. But this kind doesn't go out except by prayer and fasting." While they were staying in Galilee, Jesus said to them, "The Son of Man is about to be delivered up into the hands of men, and they will kill him, and the third day he will be raised up." They were exceedingly sorry. When they had come to Capernaum, those who collected the they collected coins called didrachma. And they came to Peter and said, "Doesn't your teacher pay the didrachma?" Oh my goodness, I'm going to start that over. We're going to try. Verse 24, when they had come to Capernaum, those who collected the didrachma coins came to Peter and said, "Doesn't your teacher pay the didrachma?" He said, "Yes." When he came into the house, Jesus anticipated him, saying, "What do you think, Simon? From whom do the kings of the earth receive toll or tribute? From their children or from strangers?" Peter said to him, "From strangers." Jesus said to him, "Therefore the children are exempt. But lest we cause them to stumble, go to the sea, cast a hook, and take up the first fish that comes up. When you have opened its mouth, you will find a stater coin. Take that and give it to them for me and you." So, do we want to go on a little education lesson here? I have down here in my the notes down at the bottom. So a didrachma is a Greek silver coin that's worth 2 drachmas, about as much as 2 Roman denarii, or about 2 days' wages. It's a lot. It was commonly used to pay the half-shekel temple tax because 2 drachmas were worth 1/2 shekel of silver. A shekel is about 10 grams, or about 0.35 ounces. And then a stater is a silver coin equivalent to 4 Attic or 2 Alexandrian drachmas, or a Jewish shekel. Just exactly enough to cover the half-shekel temple tax for 2 people. A shekel is about 10 grams, or about 0.35 ounces, usually in the form of a silver coin. Why not? All right, Psalm chapter 84, only verses 10 through 12. Let's close out this day. For a day in your courts is better than 1,000. I would rather be a doorkeeper in the house of my God than to dwell in the tents of wickedness. For Yahweh God is a sun and a shield. Yahweh will give grace and glory. He withholds no good thing from those who walk blamelessly. Yahweh of armies, blessed is the man who trusts in you. Blessed is the man or woman who trusts in you. So what do you think about that? There's a whole lot that we just read, but I want to focus on that last sentence. What do you think about that? Blessed is the man who trusts in you. And of course, I would like to say, blessed is the woman who trusts in you. Sorry, neighbor outside my window. So what kind of blessings do you consider being blessed? I would suggest that many years ago, what I considered being blessed is blessed financially. I considered being blessed being healthy. I considered being blessed being happy and not really challenged with life. And the lesson that I have learned is in the last several years, I would say the last 10 years, all three of those blessings have been removed from my life. I certainly don't have healthy finances. I do not have a healthy body. They just removed a tooth. I don't know if anybody noticed. And they're going to be removing a second one, the one right next door to it. So I'm going to be looking like a real life hockey player. So what is blessed is the woman, or blessed is the man? I would say it's what comes after this life. That will be our blessing. Because this life is really truly full of ups and downs and roller coaster rides. And, if any one of you out there even has a full day of peace, I'm very curious if you even stepped out your front door. So, anyways, just something to think about when we read about all these wonderful things that happen for us if we do follow Jesus and if we do have our relationship with God. It might not be what we as humans consider a blessing. We always have to consider God's blessing, and that Jesus' grace is sufficient for us. Yeah? Yeah. So, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you guys have the most wonderful, beautiful day today. Please reflect on the words that we read and have a talk with the Lord today. He loves you and He wants this relationship with you. So, have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.